Good morning, beloveds. I was messing with the little light. So the birds were out to play today. The squirrels, not so much. But there was a blue jay, and he paused for a moment. There was a woodpecker, and he buzzed us and landed in the tree, like, in front of our faces. So I got several really good ones. And Tom tossed the peanut in just such a way, and you heard the crack as he caught it in the air and flew off. Or actually, he landed back on the tree for a moment, and so I got a picture of him with the peanut in his mouth. But it's just, I don't know, it's fascinating. And then the cardinal came out, and we saw his mate too, but his mate was too far away. So Tom stood there and shelled a peanut. He shelled about 3 peanuts for the cardinal, because the cardinal, I guess he threw a couple to the cardinal while I was taking a picture of a squirrel. And then I came back and he threw one, and then the cardinal came back for at least one more. So, cause when he got the first peanut, he flew over to the fence, and we saw his mate, and his mate was talking to him. So I think he gave the first peanut, at least one of the peanuts, to his mate. It was sweet. And then towards the end of the walk, there was a wood duck in a tree and on a power pole, and because we'd seen them flying through, because the wood ducks are back in the area. And so, yeah, it was a good bird day. Squirrels, yeah. There weren't as many. I don't know. It was really noisy in the park today, though. There were several soccer games going. But yeah, that was my morning in the park. I'm really excited about the woodpecker. I know the woodpecker pictures are good. The blue jay pictures are pretty good. The woodpecker pictures are really good. And then, I don't know about the cardinal. I haven't gone back and looked. And the wood ducks are far enough away, they may not be. But still, bird day. I don't know why I'm trying to put my glasses on. Because we're going to do an essay out of Living the Science of Mind. But first, we're going to do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. Also, the hot links are hot, and it is a blind CC, so nobody's going to see your email or get your email from us. So it's definitely worth having. And then the last one is the social media, which is we don't monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do is to engage with our pages. Since we're not giving them money, then they have no incentive to bump us in the algorithms, but your engagement will. So just go like, subscribe, share, follow, comment on the pages and the posts. We would appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I guess I should tell you who we are. Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. Because like on TikTok, Instagram, and not Blue Sky. We don't have Blue Sky. Threads. They let me create a Threads from Instagram. So like I don't even have the app. But okay, whatever. So that posts directly to, we are Creative Life Spark on all of those. So, okay, I think that's everything. Oh, and I'm the running Brian on the social medias that I'm on. So there's that. Okay. Yeah. So let's get into this. So this one's a great one, like for just popping open and saying, hey, okay, like energy and mass. That would be a great article for me. It would tell me something today that but we are actually reading it cover to cover. We're actually a fair way into the book already. So today we're going to do God Talks to the Heart. What they are is essays from the take-home course. Ernest it was in the back of the Science Mind for a long time where you could mail off for it and they'd send you a lesson a week for 48 weeks. And so these are essays from there. But also I think that what happened is after his book was published and people would come to his lectures, they had questions. And so they would either write to him, or call him, or, probably walk up to him in person and say, hey, tell me about this. And then he'd think that's a good essay and so he would write them. So almost all of them came from that take home course, but they have that answering a question feeling where Ernest is talking to you one-on-one. So it's one of the things that I really love. The Science of Mind text, if people start out with that, they'll never read another Ernest Holmes book, which is a mistake because all of his books are really good. The Science of Mind text is a textbook, and it was written for a different purpose than every other book. Every other book he's exploring, topics. And I honestly think a lot of his books were transcripts of talks, lectures. Just because of the way he has kind of that one-on-one, it's like he's talking to you in the book. And I don't recommend starting with the text. Honestly, if you're going to start with something, this is a good one to start with. Or, This Thing Called You. I love This Thing Called You. It's one of my favorite books. It is my favorite Ernest Holmes book. So, all right. Okay. So, let me get my light on. And we are going to do this essay of God Talks to the Heart. And it's very short. Just 2 pages. And then the next 2 are like literally 1 page each. So, which is good for me. Short and sweet. All right. God talks to the heart. While we admire the intellect, we must realize that the intellect is not the creative factor in the universe. Rather, it is the feeling that is creative. Coué, and that's Coue, said that when the imagination and the will are in conflict, the imagination invariably wins. And that suggestion must become auto-suggestion or self-realization before it can become effective. This is why he coined the phrase, day by day, in every way, I am getting better and better, which was to be repeated so rapidly as to break down the self-conscious or intellectual barriers and, in a sense, hammer itself through to self-realization. Okay, so he's talking about Emile Coué, who was a pharmacist in Paris, I believe. I think he's French. And what he did, he decided to do an experiment with his clients where with certain clients, when he handed them the medication, he would tell them, hey, this is great medication. It's really going to work for you. And other clients, he didn't. He didn't say it was bad. He just didn't say anything. And he started to notice that the clients where he said, hey, this is really going to work for you, got better results. So he's kind of the father of the placebo effect, because that's where they kind of got the idea. He's also the father of hypnotism. Because Mesmer is actually the father of, but it was Emile Coué's idea that got him started. So what I'll do is I'll put a link in here because it's fascinating. I bought his book 100 years ago, but I don't know where it is. Okay, but that's where it comes from. Day by day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's where he started, is as a pharmacist. Okay, back to the reading. The real creative power of the mind is deeper than the intellect. It passes into the realm of feeling and acceptance, yet it is the intellect or the self-conscious faculties that must speak the word in order that every obstruction may be cleared away. We could coin no better expression than to say that God speaks to the heart through a language of feeling, a feeling which is affirmative. Okay. Yeah, pardon me. If I don't do it now, I won't remember. It's like, oh, where was that phrase that I really liked? Yeah, so I'm going to stop and do it now. That's why I literally keep a highlighter right here. So, all right. You will frequently find people who have splendid intellects, whose logic is almost perfect, but who seem never to penetrate the deeper mind where the creativity resides. To all treatments, no matter how intellectually or analytically correct they may be, there must be added this deep feeling and conviction that enables one to communicate with the invisible. So, side note here is what I would say. Do you know any artists? Have you ever noticed that all of the artists that you know, the really good artists, are really passionate? Like, they're deep in their feelings and they're feeling, and they wear their hearts on their sleeves, and their feelings are, they're not all intellectual. They're very intellectual, but they're deep in their feelings. They're passionate. And I think that's what he's talking about here. You need both. As I have so frequently said, the best comparison... I should have read the next paragraph. Okay. As I have so frequently said, the best comparison I can think of is the feeling that an artist has towards beauty. For beauty is an invisible essence, an all-pervading, all-penetrating something that cannot be adequately expressed in words, but only in thoughts. It is an inward emotion of the mind which reaches out until it strikes some corresponding chord emanating from the universe itself. So he and I agree about the artists. This is what an artist feels. In a sense, they wed themselves to the essence of beauty and draw it to their own being until beauty becomes diffused through their technique and makes an imprint that the intellect cannot analyze. Then intellect stands in awe before the supreme reality, yet still knowing that it is the essence of its true being waiting to become articulate. Perhaps this is the real and true meaning of communion, something beyond prayer as ordinarily thought of, something which cannot be described but can be felt. God does speak to the heart more than to the intellect. And this is why it is that often you will find a person who apparently can give no reason for what they believe. They say, I know that God is all there is, and there is nothing else. By some inward, childlike faith, their intellect has surrendered to that which is greater than they are, and the miracle takes place. One frequently meets such persons. It seems to be the over-intellectual that they are entirely inadequate, and such simplicity might even be rejected as being incapable of fathoming the depths of reality. But their word is powerful because they listen with the heart. Through some unknown avenue, the heart reaches a depth that the intellect can penetrate only mathematically. Okay. Ernest. We're going to have to think about that. All right. Of course, it is well to combine the intellect and the feeling and to use both the head and the heart. For the intellect gives a definite form to the feeling, but the feeling, unless the feeling is there, the intellect will merely have provided an empty mold. And that's super important, okay? That is really important. You need the intellect to form the mold and then the feeling to fill it. That's why where your attention goes is where your power goes. Where your emotions go, that's where your power is. So frequently, if we get caught up in our emotions and it's like take your head and your heart along, because wherever your emotion is, that's where the power is. The question is, are you using the power or are you letting somebody else use the power? And the power of manipulation, that's why they stir your emotions up. They say on the news, if it leads, it bleeds. Or if it bleeds, it leads. Because they're after that emotional response. Because when they get that emotional response, then they can do what they want with that emotional response if you are not thinking. So both are important. All right. It's interesting to know that the best psychological balance is the balance between the intellect and the emotions, the conscious mind and the feelings. We want not only to feel, but to think. We wish not only to think, but also to feel. Be certain then that in all your work you combine the subtle essence with the conscious word you speak until the two become one. As a practitioner, you will put these qualities together until they fuse into one. And then the head will speak through the heart, and the heart will feel through the intellect. This, we believe, is psychological wholeness. So effectively, he is saying wherever you go, take your head and your heart. You can't do it with one or the other. Because you need the intellect to create the framework and you need the feelings to fill it. Because the feelings are where your power is. You need both. You need both. And I like that he and I both use the artist. And it's partly because I am an artist. I've used a variety of different mediums. My favorite is photography, and it takes both. You gotta feel whatever it is, the picture that you're taking, but you need the intellect to see it. So it's like, I feel the beauty of this and I want to keep it, but I want to record it. I want to record it. You can't record every moment, though. You got to let some of them be what they are. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Clearly I needed to take a deep breath there. All right. So, God speaks through the heart. Really, that's one of those ways where, because we can get caught up in every thought is creative. Well, yes, every thought could be creative, but not every thought is creative. Most of the time, the most creative thoughts are the ones that are followed by a very strong emotion, which is why you need your intellect. Because frequently when we're caught up with very strong emotions, we are not thinking clearly. So if you are caught up in a very strong emotion and thinking clearly, you will make better choices. Psychological balance. That is what he calls wholeness. So there we are. All right. So now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a have a catter day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a tell somebody you love them day, a do something for yourself day, have a silly moment in your day, have several silly moments in your day, listen to some good music, read a good book, talk to a good friend, eat something amazing day, whatever kind of day you need to have, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, I do understand. Sometimes it is. Simply have a day. You are enough. Just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Very important part there. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right. Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you. Because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. It is all the divine knows is good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. All right. I'm simply going to remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back. Jim has switched to Wednesdays, so I'll probably be back with you around 9:15 tomorrow. Take care. And then we'll have an amazing service because tomorrow's Sunday. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.